Oh, good.
Hi there, everybody, and
Me
welcome
too.
to Roll with Advantage. Very excited to be back for the Tales of Evrand, so let's not delay or dally at all. Let's roll the intro and dive in.
Welcome you to the world of Evrand.
The Seekers of Insomnia.
I told you to leave me alone. I could do this.
I wanted us to live and I wanted him dead.
I am so happy to see you.
Every party needs a pooper.
Raise the blade!
John, are you having fun? Goodness, thank you so much, Furby, for the gifted sub. That's so very kind of you. I see you're also excited for Tales of Evrand to be back. Also, take it away, John.
Hello, and welcome back to the Tales of Evrand. It has been too long. What is this? Book 8, Chapter 2. Before we get into the game, obviously, as we start every single game, we do a summary, and not the DM, but the players do. And this week, it is Joe on summary. So, Joe, please take us into the game.
Yeah, of course, of course. Just a heads up, Joe, you're on summary next week, too. Got it? Okay, yeah, I got it. All right. Okie dokie. My notes. This is off to a great start. All right. The Tales of Evrand, Book 8, Chapter 1. Previously, our journey takes us through the plane of air under Cairo? It's been so long. Cairo's guidance, heading towards his home, Pakasha?
Yes.
All right. The unique passage of time here is marked by cycles of steam, with 120 cycles equating the length of our month. Cairo's father, Nimbus, who commands the Sky Guard, welcomes us here with a mix of authority and familial relief. Nimbus's demeanor hints at a deep-seated concern for Cairo, especially since Cairo misplaced the crucial offering meant for the giants. We shift to Anomi after that, the city of storms and the domain of storm giants, now under the rule of King Zoran. Zoran's ascendancy to the throne has ushered in significant changes, disrupting the once harmonious balance. Central to our current mission is the health and safety of the Adigo tree, the vital source of magical wood that enables the Aarakocra to forge special weapons and craft armor, fostering peaceful relations with the giants. However, Zoran's reign has strained these relations, endangering the protective trade agreements and, consequently, the tree itself. Thorin, the Grand Arbiter and a friendly liaison with the Storm Giants, emphasizes the strict protocols within the City of Storms, Anomi. Our interactions must be cautious, respecting the rigid customs to avoid conflict. While in Anomi, Enid's magical ability allows us to link our minds telepathically, unbeknownst to Thorin and Zoran. This telepathic bond proves invaluable as we navigate the complexities of our negotiations with Zoran, who, through a symbol Ursa spots on his weapon, is identified to be an ally of the Demogorgon. The conversation takes an unexpected turn when Rian, in a bid to protect Ursa from further repercussions after a failed assassination attempt, claims the title of Rift Warden. This strategic diversion leads us to a secretive meeting with Thorim, who confides in his opposition to Zoran's rule and his preference for the former king, Agnar. United with Thorim, we commit to a daring plan to liberate Agnar from imprisonment, setting the stage for a deeper entanglement in the political intrigue of Anomi.
Very well done. Love. So, let's dive back into the game. But first, before we dive into where the party is, we are going to shift back to the throne room. Shortly after, the doors close behind the party, and they make their way down with Thorim Zoran sits in his throne, turns his blade, and you hear,
"We have visitors, my lord. A group. One of them calls themselves a Rift Warden."
there is a flash of darkness in the room, and you hear,
"A Rift Warden, you say? Describe them now, Zoran." "A human man with a blade, accompanied by others.
This may be a new one. Or maybe the same. Regardless, Zoran, keep your eye on them. Follow them. Any mentions of a Rift Warden should be taken seriously."
Describe the others, Zoran. Now. There was a moon elf, an elf, an Aladrin, a Goliath, an elf with glowing eyes.
and all of you hear a new voice from Demogorgon, one that has not presented itself yet.
It's them. But we thought the Eladrin was the Rift Warden. We will divert towards the human. Is that not the son of the king?
It is. Keep an eye on them, Zoran, and you will be rewarded.
It will be done.
And with that, the darkness ends in the room. And Zoran just looks into the distance and says,
Follow them.
and with that, we go back to the party. Inside, why can't I find my stuff? The City of Storms, City of Giants. All of you walk out of the secret door with Thorin as he guides you through the streets, saying to all of you,
Just keep your head down. Continue walking. We're going to the library.
all of you, I assume, listen to the words.
Yes, absolutely.
As you continue through the streets, many storm giants look in the direction. You see some cloud giants look in the direction. Some scoff towards you. You hear Thorim say to Zephyros,
Break off. Go see what it looks like at Alice. I will reconvene with you later. We need to not be next to each other. Agreed. I'll see you later, Thor.
And you see Zephyros, the storm giant that has the pulled back hair and the large broadsword in his back, make his way off with the other one as well. And Thorum guides you through the streets of Anomi. As you continue walking through, it feels like you're walking straight forever. The roads, again, are as thick as half a mile long. The buildings reach on this level upwards to 40 to 50 feet tall, where there are second-story buildings reach upwards to 200 feet. Each giant that you pass, the ground beneath your feet shakes slightly. You see the rubble in the street move as they walk through these 20 to 25 feet beings. To put in perspective, as they are walking, if you were to stand up, you guys are about the size of the height of maybe a cat to these people. But you continue walking, and you hear the footsteps. And eventually you get to a building that is gargantuan. 3 stories tall, what looks to be, you can't even from the bottom even see the top. It is about 400 to 500 feet tall. These massive double doors, as you see scholars, giants wearing beautiful gold and white robes, walking in and out of the library. These steps are large, just like the palace ones, so you will have to use your little double jump feature that you have in the plane of air to get up them, which looks ridiculous if you guys just like just kind of floating up. But as you get to the top and you stare up to the doors, you look inside and it's a library. It resembles actually libraries that you've seen on the Prime Material. It's not too far off from decoration and architecture, except it is obviously bigger and more extravagant and made out of a stone and metal that you are not familiar with. But as you walk in, you can see storm giants and cloud giants reading tomes, scrolls, casting magic. You can see in the distance there is on the ceiling this storm cloud that there's a couple storm giants that it seems maybe it's a class of some sort learning how to control storms. You see smaller individuals that look almost like storm giant children that to you guys, they're probably 2 times, 3 times your height. So you could probably reach the bottom of their hands. You see normal life, these sophisticated individuals, these beings going about and learning. And as you do take a quicker look, you do realize that the books are almost about the size of yourself. But as you walk in, Thorum says,
Does anyone here know how to speak giant?
I do.
As do I.
That will come in handy, as all of our tomes are written in giant.
Zorian does.
You'll be here for a while, until I get word. Look for information on the cage. It's known as the Sky Vault. Our prison for traitors and high priorities. I cannot be seen researching this. I will be around. Any questions?
I guess, John, I'll ask you first before I ask in character. Is there a way for us to access these books? Because you said they are much larger than us.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's like a system where you have to check things out, or you can just kind of go up to books. You'll just have to have an okay strength score to pick them up and move them. Or if a couple of you kind of like ants, picking up a piece of food,
Yeah.
two of you just kind of walk around with
Hey,
the
Gak,
book.
can you help me out?
So funny.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm not very strong. All right. So then, yeah, I guess we'll start looking for anything we can find in this library related to the Sky Vault.
Okay.
And I suppose, if we can find anything related to other planes of existence also, that'd probably be good too, just to have if we have time, since he said we might be here for a minute.
The first thing you notice, and it's obvious to all of you, is all of the tables and chairs in this library are giant-sized. So you can choose to sit in a chair, which would probably fit about 3 of you at once, and read the book, or you'd have to find a spot that's maybe secluded from others, but we can get to that here shortly. What I'd like you guys to do, Gat can't read. So Rianne, what I'd like you to do is make a perception check. I'll give you advantage because there is another person in the party that can speak giant.
Okay.
But for everyone else, everything's in giant.
Ooh, I am of no help.
Perception. Oh,
Same.
23 and a 21.
Okay. Yeah, you are easily enough able to look, and they have a Dewey Decimal System. They actually have a way that all of their books are stored by number and alphabet.
Love that.
It is not the ABCs that we know. It is completely different, and because you can read giant, you can figure it out. But all of you that see these symbols are making nothing of it. But Rianne, with the 23, 10 minutes, maybe less, 5 minutes go by. You're able to kind of figure out how the system works, and find a tome that talks about the Sky Vault, or known as the Cage. For funsies, you're getting the book down, I assume.
Yeah, I figured especially if we're gonna read it, we're definitely not gonna be strong enough to like hold it open next to the bookshelf and read. So we probably gotta place it down.
Okay, so it's kind of Toy Story-esque. It's a couple shelves up, so you kind of climb up. As you do start climbing up, though, you see that there's a cloud giant next to you that just kind of looks down. This woman with long, flowing cloud-like hair, these golden, blue, and white robes, just looks down and goes, "Do you need help with that?"
Hello up
You're
there.
about 2 shelves up.
Yeah. We're still
Just say
connected
yes.
telepathically, right?
I can't remember what I rolled.
Long it.
I think it was 9 hours. That's what was in the notes.
Oh, then yeah. I mean,
Okay.
if it hasn't been 9 hours since I did that, yes.
It is
Well-
definitely not.
Well, just because my thought is like if we're trying to find information about the highest maximum security prison,
That's true. That's
I don't
true.
know if I
Louis
want to
looked
be
a
like,
little sus.
yeah, hey, come on over. So he'll be like, I'm not going to tell her because I feel like that's a bad idea, and I'm not going to ask for help.
If you need a liar, I can be a liar.
Well, he's not going to lie. He's going to say,
Okay.
no, we have it handled. Don't let the small size deceive you. We have a little bit of strength here. But one thing that might be more helpful, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Obviously, there's a lot of scholarly, intelligent people here. Would you happen to know of anyone who knows how to cast the enlarge or reduce spell? That would make our lives a lot easier. We'd pay. Hopefully gold is okay.
She thinks for a second. I'm sorry. No, I do not know anyone who would have that spell. We, elementals, as giants, deal with storm and wind and the elements. There may be some mages. And she kind of looks over towards the group of children? Jesus Christ.
Child.
The child's over there. Looks over to the group of the children being taught by what looks like a master of the arcane. And she looks and goes, they may be able to help you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming the kids are like bigger than us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the offer, but I think we're fine. We'll see if maybe they can help us out.
And she just kind of closes her book and puts it back on the shelf. It's about 4 shelves up higher than you. And just kind of nods and walks off.
Yeah, okay, this might get a little annoying. He will sort of relay what his thought process was to the party from what he just said, and then say, so, does anybody feel like parlaying with giant children with me?
I'll go.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
So, we're gonna go have some political discussions with giant children.
Okay. So you walk over to where the giant children are. It's odd sentence.
Odd way to say it.
They're almost the size of oh my god, what's the movie?
Boss
Honey,
Baby.
I Blew Up the Kids. So you walk over and you can see that these children are kind of pulling lightning and thunder out of this storm cloud that it looks like the master of the arcane, the teacher, is creating as they're kind of pulling it and passing it to each other, almost like hot potato in a way. And if one of them misses, you see it, they kind of get shocked a little bit, and then all of the children start laughing. But you walk over next to them, and one of them looks down towards you and says, "Oh, hello."
Hi. My name is Basil, and this is my friend Rianne. Or
Hello.
did we want to say names? Would we have asked that?
It's nice to meet you, Basil and Rianne.
I think it's okay.
Okay. What are you all doing?
Looks up to the cloud. Oh, we're learning how to move storm.
Oh, I know, I've been watching you. It looks really interesting. I'm not able to, but is it your first time or just something you're practicing?
This is my second time.
Well, I don't know too much about it, but it looks like you're doing well.
Thank you. It's pretty fun.
Good. It looks like it. We actually have a question, and it seems like we may have come to the right people.
What can I help you with?
And Joe, it was the enlarge and
Yeah, it's enlarge / reduce.
reduce. We were wondering if any of you perhaps know the enlarge and reduce spell.
I don't necessarily. I'm a novice at all of this. But Eldris might. And looks over to this towering female storm giant who is in very regal robes, but they're kind of pulled tightly, and there's many sashes around. It seems like it gives her a lot more flow with the dress she wears. As she is kind of talking to one of the children, showing, you see like this spark in her hand as she's kind of tossing it to the child, tossing it back and forth and giving this positive reinforcement. You can look over, and the child says, "I'm sorry, I can't help, but she definitely would be able to."
Oh, I mean, we don't want to intrude if you're busy, but that's why we came to the library.
no intrusion at all. You guys, where are you from?
Well, we are from very, very, very far away. Thank you very much for the advice. We will ask your teacher here and see if maybe they can help us. Great work on the spells. Not as familiar with magic myself, but it looks like you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And
We
Rian will
wish you luck as you continue. And
turn and walk
Basil will
away.
follow him.
As you turn and walk away towards the individual known as Eldris, you walk over and see her finishing up teaching the child and kind of clasp her hands together, and you hear her say, "You're doing very well. Continue your training. We will talk and converse tomorrow. Good job, everyone. Lunchtime." As you can see that there's also this like drained factor from her of being a teacher of these children, where she's like, thank God it's lunchtime. As you see the children kind of walk over to a table in the library.
John,
she
the
looks
only
down and goes,
way I'm going to believe this is if one of the children does not leave her alone during
Right.
lunchtime.
I don't like these flashbacks.
I'm just kidding. Please don't. Too much PTSD.
I got you. She looks down and goes, that's odd.
Hello.
Well, that's a strange way to greet someone.
I apologize. I'm not used to seeing
Such
other
small
individuals.
people. Yes.
Yes.
No worries. We're on your land, so
Mhm.
totally fine. It's
If
okay.
it's any consolation, it's also very strange seeing someone like you.
In a good
What
way, of course.
What could I help you with?
We were talking to your students, and we were actually wondering if, well, we had asked them, and they led us to you, to hopefully teach us the spell of enlarge and reduce.
Teach the spell.
Or just cast it on
Or
one
help
of us.
us.
Yeah. You see, we're trying to read some tomes. We're scholars from the material plane. And
And it's a little difficult when...
The material plane.
Mhm.
Truly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes.
He'll communicate to to Basil. Whoops. Let that one slip.
Whoops.
I have many questions.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
As
do
one would.
see that she looks up towards the table, and you kind of look back and see.
The little like Legos right now. That's the party walking around.
You see that she looks past you two at the table of children as one of the children is over there kind of waving their hands towards her as she goes, that I will have to ask later. Yes, I can cast the spell on one of you.
Good.
Sure.
Perfect.
And
Basil,
what's
any preference?
I'm fine with being enlarged.
All right. I will. So you'll just have to get the books for me then.
That's fine. Or, Joe, if you think it's better for Rianne.
No, Rian will say, Big Basil it is then. Let's do it.
Big Basil, I'll hold you.
You hold
Yes,
him.
that's.
Eldris looks at you and says, I would release your friend if I were you.
Oh, why?
Please step about 5 feet apart.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, wait, I thought I was already big. I was not already holding on to it.
I thought you were just holding on to him like, I'm a little scared. And I was like, probably shouldn't do that when you get enlarged.
I'll pick him up when I'm enlarged. I'm not like hugging him.
So Eldris,
Ryan!
Eldris looks towards you, Basil, and this hand just kind of places on the top of your head. And the finger is almost about the size of your head as it just kind of places on the top of your forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this streak of electricity through you see Basil's hair kind of stand up from static And then in an instant, you see Basil grow in size. And Basil, it's very instantaneous. As you kind of look up and you are not the size of a giant, but how tall is Basil normally?
She's on the shorter end for elves, so I don't know how tall that would be, John.
We'll say that you are right now 11 feet tall. As you kind of look up and then look down and see Rian, who's about now at your waist height.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. It's a good kind of height, but it's weird seeing your friends that small.
It is done.
Thank you.
Please excuse me. As you see the child just waving their hands as she just and kind of walks off. All right, now there's Big Basil.
Basil's gonna bend down, and before she picks him up, Rian, I don't mean to emasculate anyone here, but maybe it would be easier if I held you.
In
my...
I,
you can go on my shoulder if you feel better about it.
No. You know, the more I think about it, I think it would be better if I just sit on your shoulder.
Right.
I don't know how comfortable I am with a cradle the neck situation, if you know what I mean. I don't think.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
You can hold on to her if you need to.
My balance is pretty good. I think I'll be okay. I don't think I need to strap in or anything unless you start
Probably
sprinting.
Hold onto the hair. There's razor blades in it.
That's true.
Did the
I'm
razor
sorry,
blades
man,
get bigger
I've never
too?
had a person. I've
Oh,
never
they're
had
massive.
a person sit on my shoulder. I don't know what the, direction.
How tall is Rian?
5, 10.
Okay. What's Basil's strength?
Strength.
It is increased.
It's
but
0.
Okay. So Basil, your strength right now is maybe a +2. As you go to pick up Rian, Rian's also in heavy armor.
It's mithril. It's light as a feather.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I'll use the boots of flying to make her feel really strong.
Put Rian on my hip like a child.
Also, this whole time that Basil's been talking, it's been slightly deeper.
No,
That's
amazing.
The more that I think about it, Basil, I feel like we should have asked Gak to be enlarged.
I think you're right. But
All
I
of
will
you do
commit...
see, yeah, the rest of you who are watching your party go over there and talk to giants, see Big Basil, and then her
Big
pick up
Basil, huh?
Rian and put him on
Big
her
Bessie?
shoulder. Basil, there is you're not walking normally now that Rian is on your shoulder. There's a little bit of and you're kind of just trying almost limp your way over.
Fit in.
Can I
and
just
not cause
can I-
tension?
piggyback you or something?
No, here. How about we just do this? I'll just I'll puck it. I'll fly next to you. How about that?
Okay.
That might make it easier on all
I
of
don't
us.
know why we didn't start with that.
Gak leans over to the rest of the party and he's like, I don't think this is gonna help that much. The books are still really good.
Yes.
It was pretty entertaining though.
Yours is just gonna nod and watch.
Yes.
So
So,
funny
um,
does it look right now?
Oh, it's there's a Big Basil and Rian just flying next to Basil right now. You guys are getting heads turning. Rian, you just hear giant words. They're just what is that? And do we know those people?
That's good.
Basil's
You hear-
turned to them sorry, we're
You see
short.
You see a couple. The man's just staring, and the female just turns his head and goes, "Stop staring." You get
John,
back to the party.
a very important question.
Yeah.
Are getting the books any easier? I mean,
I would assume a little bit at least.
because I think with enlarge, your carrying capacity and lift and all that is double.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
now
yeah,
her
the books
strength score
aren't-
is the same as Gax.
I could
So-
just levitate the books down. Okay.
What's the
That'd be
weight
too
limit on
easy.
levitate?
That would be too boring.
It's like 1,000 pounds.
The books are heavier than that. We already weighed them.
Joe, we gotta
There's
commit
no way
now.
enlarge fixes that.
Yeah, it does.
We gotta commit now. We gotta.
So you get over to the shelf, Basil, and remember, Rian, you had to climb up 2 shelves, and you're 5.5 feet, 5'10". So Basil, you're the height of the 2 shelves, a little
Okay.
bit more. The book you were reaching for was another shelf up. So
We'll go
with
on, like, a
Basil's
little
new height,
tiptoes.
you have to go on tiptoes and grab the book. Now, as you grab the book, your strength score is still 2. Luckily, it's just a book. So it for a giant, it weighs nothing. For you, it's about 150 pounds.
Oh my god.
And that's because it's made with leathers you don't know what creatures were made from, and the paper is not real. Like, it's not prime material parchment. It's some other bullshit.
Okay.
And you know, the bindings are made with metal. I don't know. So as you grab the book, it slides across, and it does kind of fall a little bit. But Basil, you catch it.
Good.
But you are sitting there with both of your hands around it, just like, okay, all right, I got it.
She's just like waddling over to the table.
You put it down on the table. Yep, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Dust kind of clouds up a little bit.
All right, well, let's get reading. You know, in my head, I really thought this was going to be easy. I don't know why I thought I would make it.
I don't know why we chose me. I
Oh,
don't
can
know
you?
why.
Did you hear me? Sorry, I thought I was mumbling to myself. All right.
You're fine. Bigger ears, you know.
Turning the pages. Is this even the right book? What is this? Anthropology of Flumps? What the fuck? Sorry. Anyway, is this a good book, John?
I'll put it back if needed.
Let's make sure.
Just imagine you go through all of this to pick the wrong. Yeah, it's the right book.
Perfect. Okay. So, chapter 1. What do we have here?
So, Rian, it takes you about I'd say about 30 minutes to get the information that you need.
Oh, perfect.
And most of that is turning the pages. There's not a lot of writing on each page because it's giant, and it's giant writing is very simplistic and big letters and runic symbols, and so you read about 25 pages. And you, by the end, Rian, you've worked up a sweat. What you find out?
What did I learn
about this? Yeah, about the Sky Vault.
Okay.
It is a place that is actually far from here. It is about 30 bursts away, if we remember any of that from last session, and you don't need to. It's about 2 days flying from here. It is a place where the giants of this city send traders, and they send high priority criminals, where executions are held. It is basically, as you're reading it, for all intents and purposes, it is Azkaban for storm giants. Cloud giants are not imprisoned here. It is specifically for storm giants. And the reason is that storm giants can pull from the atmosphere, just like cloud giants can, but they are much stronger in their powers and magic than a cloud giant is. It is easier to suppress a cloud giant's power than it is to suppress a storm giant's. So this sky vault, known as also the cage, the guards are all cloud giants because they are not affected by the traps and things and mechanisms of the sky vault. But also, there was, as you're reading, a treaty with the genie. The genie came to the storm giants after a battle long ago, and the storm giants made a deal that they could use this prison to siphon energy from storm giants. So not only is it guarded by cloud giants, but there are also genii that guard prison that specifically siphon storm giants' powers. There are also other things that remove the powers of storm giants for those that are not supposed to be tortured for 24/7. There are braziers, magical braziers that pull the moisture out of the air so that storm giants cannot access the moisture in the air to create storms. The structure itself is 3 tiers. It is a large section into a smaller, and the only door in and out is at the top of the prison. All of the highest priority prisoners are at the very bottom. And even further down, there's a special layer for the highest of individuals, the highest priority individuals, that is guarded by a great genie. The genie's name is something I forgot. Raijin. And I can...
Sayanic.
And that's about what you find out.
Okay, and Rian will reiterate that to the rest of the party.
Well, this certainly isn't going to be easy by any means.
No, it won't, but...
I mean, what do genie do? Like wishes or something? Like what? Why are we all nervous? They're just another entity, right? Like what's the problem? Anyone know anything about genies?
I
Any
think...
of us know anything about genie?
Make a history check.
Yeah. Also, Ryan, I think it's using your wrong mic for Discord.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad you knew. I would have said anything if I knew you knew.
Literally posted a message about it earlier.
Where?
In the chat.
I was
chat.
busy getting enlarged. Well, Basil was getting enlarged.
I don't like that.
I don't like that word anymore.
Man,
Do we know anything about genies, Sean?
that's crazy.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. There's that crispy voice. Rian with an 18.
Mhm.
Gideon, you would also be able to. It's not that high of a check because genie are one of those creatures, those entities in the world that are well known to an extent. Now, which genies you are encountering is a different story. There are different types. But the base of a genie is they are insanely adept at magic. They can warp reality around them. Anything magical just helps them in their endeavors. They can siphon magic. They can warp magic. They are, in essence, almost when magic was created, genies were quickly created afterwards. However, they are very prideful and like making deals.
So Rian will share that, and he'll also say, I think on top of all of that, the fact that they're siphoning magic from the storm giants in this prison probably just means their powers are made even stronger. So it's something to be very cautious about, but perhaps if we're trying to, telepathically break free the king, the old king, perhaps there could be some type of power play that this genie would be interested in then. That's actually all that was telepathically. The first half was as shady as the second half, so.
Okay. I would like anybody who wasn't reading the book. So everyone but
Rian.
To make a perception check.
Okay.
I was a little preoccupied. It took 5 minutes to turn each page.
Taco Bell?
What?
What
the fuck?
What?
I have many questions.
Well, there wasn't even like a natural 20
Yeah,
anywhere.
Why?
No one got a natural 20. What the fuck just happened?
18, 16,
Think outside the bun.
3,
Are we
4.
sponsored?
Hey, don't
It
forget.
got mad that I said. It got mad that I said McDonald's earlier.
Mm,
Then
Go
it's
out and get
sponsored
yourself
by.
a party pack.
Yeah, you get a ball
I would love
blast.
Taco Bell right
A
now.
ball.
Oh God.
Let me look through these perception checks.
Let me look through
Um,
DoorDash to get me some Taco Bell with their delicious
Taco Bacco.
quesadilla fold up they have.
is that what
Mmm.
it's called?
It's something like that.
Okay. I'm
Alright.
messaging.
Could
I'm
be.
messaging one of you.
Gee, I wonder who.
It's probably me.
Hey.
More book stuff. Okay.
Continue talking.
Just got shushed.
Yeah, you just shushed us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell.
You know, John. Never mind.
take
I'm
it
not
back.
gonna say it.
Fine. We'll sit in awkward.
So Basil, oh, you seem a little busy.
Well, okay. Well, Yrsa will say, along with the fact that there is a very powerful genie at the bottom, we can assume, and she's saying this in her head,
Mhm.
we can assume that the man we are looking for is at the bottom. And if there's only one way in and one way out, we have to get this very giant man out. And there's going to be who knows how many other prisoners down there. Who knows how many guards. So I don't know if this is as easy as we sneak in and sneak out. We might have to look at different options. That's all she says.
I mean, I think in Enid's head, she would just kind of agree and say, are we going to have to make... Are we planning on attacking or kind of working with these genies then?
I think best case scenario is to work with the genies. If we can make a deal that's enticing enough to them. But I think that's the issue. I mean, how far down do we have to get? Sneak past all of those other guards to get to this ultimate protector to make that deal. I mean, granted, we have had one successful prison break, so we have a 100% success rate in terms of prison breaks. But this one, the stakes seem a little higher.
I mean, I feel as though we have a better chance of getting down unseen than we do getting back up. So I mean, perhaps you're right. Maybe we do take the chance of sneaking past everyone else and striking our deal with the genie at the bottom.
It could be a very bad idea to split up. I recognize that. But Enid and I are quite stealthy, and Yrsa can shape change into something very small and hide on one of us. So we could attempt to sneak down to make this deal. But I recognize that that plan has serious flaws, as it goes against common sense. It's never a good idea to split up.
Nobody look. But there's a book behind me that just moved on its own.
Am I not supposed to look at that?
I'm going to casually go look for another book.
Okay, good move.
And Basil's gonna turn around and like casually walk up to that book.
Enid will,
And-
while she's doing that, kind of keep the conversation going so it's not suspicious, like something just happened.
And
Good idea.
real quick, can I divine sense when she says that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
First, Basil, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Weren't we already just saying stuff in our head anyway?
Mhm.
Oh my god, we were.
So that's probably suspicious regardless, because we're all just looking at each other and not saying anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone
Yeah.
just say something randomly.
Whoa!
Look at all these. Wait, what does that mean?
Look at all these
Look at all these
Chickens.
These are some big books.
All right, 19 investigation. As you look at the book, Basil, it looks like the book was kind of slid to the side a little bit, but almost pushed in a way, like something pushed off of it. You do
With a
notice that
little
another
person- Sorry.
another one of the books above it was also pushed. Now with your divine sense, Rian, which is how many feet?
It is 60 feet, and it is hallowed or desecrated, celestial, fey, fiend, or undead. No, wait. Celestial, fiend, or undead, not fey.
Okay. You get the slightest blip as it moves out of your range of a fiend.
That's not good.
Mm.
There is a fiend nearby.
Yeah, Basil's gonna kind of reiterate what she's seeing about a couple books. Did the fiend I know it moved out of Rian's defined sense, but are there any more books that are also kind of so that I could see if there's a trail of the direction?
It looks like there's about 2 more books and then it stops. You are also, now that Rian picks up says this, you're definitely getting this small scent of sulfur near these books.
Okay. Can I casually follow it?
Yeah. So as you kind of walk to the right, kind of following where these books are disheveled, you get to the last one. It's about 3 books up. The smell is faint, but it dissipates over time.
And is that kind of like where the trail you said leaves off?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of I can't remember if you already said this. Was it like going up the same place, down one?
Yeah, so it was where you were initially, it was about 1 bookshelf higher if you were looking at the party to your right, it was 1 bookshelf higher, and then it went up another bookshelf higher to the left, like kind of zigzagged, and then another one, and then stayed there. So it went about 4 shelves higher than you are, than where you were, and then disappeared.
Okay. Basil's gonna turn to Rian. Hey, Rian, I'm not as good at reading these books as you are. I might need some help.
Yeah, of course. And Rian will fly over there. Just little Hermes boots.
Is his divine sense still up?
It's only in that moment, but I can do it again
That
when I fly
moment?
over there. Yeah, I have enough uses of it. I'm okay
I mean, you
burning
don't
them.
have to use it. I thought that it was still kind of going like a radius while you move.
I mean, when I do get to where, right, this would be right where I sensed it leave my zone, right? I will trigger it again when I get over there, just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Um,
And she'll, like, in her mind, tell him the path that it took.
yeah, and as that said to you, Rian, you can see the path. You can see where whatever this thing was walked across books and then disappeared. And as you divine sense again, about 50 feet behind you, in the air, you sense a fiend.
You said 50 feet?
About 55.
55.
It's like right above where the table is, like above where the book is.
Oh, that's not good. So it can definitely see the book we were reading. Rian will commune telepathically with everybody and say, I know where it is. Do we let it be or do we attack it? It is a fiend.
We're in a library.
Right.
Never had a fight in the library before.
I mean, I thought we were trying to
I have,
stay on
but
No, I thought we were trying to stay on the down low.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea to just start a fight here when everyone is our enemy.
We should just leave.
Well, we can't leave because we have to wait for
Gideon,
Thorum
Dak,
to
what do you
return.
think?
Who are we waiting for?
Thorum, the arbiter, the guy who's helping us break the guy out of prison. He told us to wait
basically-
here.
We basically have to be chaperoned the entire time we're in the city.
I mean, if we were to split up, I don't know, maybe some people can stay with the book if we still want to try to keep it away from its eyes. Maybe it'll follow the other group.
I mean, I feel like splitting up is not the best idea, but why don't we just shut the book?
Gotta
You're
make
supposed
sure
to
it's
book.
Yeah, you
Make
know,
it-
shut the book.
Make
Here's
it-
all- Yeah, we tag team pushing it. like
Oh,
little
this
elves.
is not the one we were looking for. I thought it would be it, but it's just not in here. Darn.
Rian, your divine sense, sensing that fiend,
Mhm.
as the book is shut, it lingers for maybe 15 seconds, and then it leaves your range.
It's gone now.
It does leave your range in the way of the door.
Was Rian telling us where the thing was from? Like, I don't know what I'm saying. Was Rian telling us where the fiend was?
Yeah, for sure. Where it was above the book, he would have said.
Yeah, you would get you would get a sense that it was above the book, but not exactly where it is unless Rian points. You have a general sense it is above the book.
I think that might be all we needed at that moment.
Because without Rian pointing in the direction of where exactly it is, you only have words to go off of.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I just got a new spell that I was thinking about trying, but I
Well,
don't think
if
it's
you-
gonna work.
Might as well
Only because
go
I don't know
try.
exactly where it is.
Oh.
What is the spell?
You know, I got to spell magic, but
I
it
mean,
says you have to choose a magical effect within range. So I could technically be like, I choose that whatever's happening over there, but like, you know.
I mean, it's choose a magical effect. I will, if you want to try and dispel magic, then you need to tell me what the exact magical effect you want to dispel, because it's not what you can see, right? It's in your range, a magical effect.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range.
Yeah. So if you want to do this, tell me the magical effect you want to get rid of. And when I say that, I mean spell.
Yeah. I think, like, as everyone was, like, starting to shut the book or anything, Gak to Rian is like,
Do you think this is like invisibility, or is it like when Otto could like look at Vey and stuff?
I honestly don't know, Gak. My intuition tells me invisibility, but I just don't know for sure.
Okay. Well, I guess it did move a book.
and Gak's gonna cast Dispel Magic for invisibility.
Okay. As you do that, Gak, as the creature is flying away, there's a connection made. As you did choose the correct ability. And you watch slowly into focus, out of invisibility, a small humanoid creature with a long pointed tail and two bat-like wings with horns. An imp appear. And it looks to all of you and books it for the door.
Gak's like looking around like, wow, that's crazy.
What?
What?
Gak like takes a step forward as if we're supposed to be running, and then kind of looks at everybody else.
I mean, I feel like we could at least catch it, right? Like,
Yeah, like, are we? I mean, we can't be in trouble for stopping an imp in the clouds.
That's what I was thinking in the first place.
We
If
were
we would
just
have
trying to protect them.
If we would have attacked a fiend in the library, what are fiends doing in the storm giant city
All right,
anyway?
yeah.
well, I didn't know
Let's
it was
get
gonna
it.
be if it was gonna stay invisible. Like if we all
yeah.
and everything, and then we destroy some bookshelf, and the Fasha, which is what I thought it was, gets away.
That's true. That's true.
Well, let's run after this
Let's get
thing.
it.
We're good exterminators, right?
I'm gonna
Okay.
exterminate the shit out of it.
So
Catch that imp.
In giant, Gak's gonna say, "Watch out!" Like yell, "Watch out!" and point over that way.
Yeah.
In case
Okay.
anyone's around.
Rian, just so that way he can try and catch up to it as fast as possible, is going to summon Hikari and then use his oh god, what is that? The channel divinity to give Hikari wings. So that way Hikari has a 80-foot flying speed.
okay. So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Nope. No. You go ahead.
Well, I wanted to give you guys how far away it is currently
Yes,
from you.
that would help.
It dashed, which it has 80 feet of movement in the dash. So with your 80 feet, Rian, you're able to catch up to it slightly, and that's only because it's an instantaneous thing. So I would say on the first round of all of this, getting onto Akari has wings, you're about 60 feet behind this imp as you kind of pick up off the ground flying through. And honestly, the space is so large that you're not have to worry about really running into anybody, because as soon as you get actually, that's not true. The giants around here are about 24 feet, so you do, it's like I take everything I just said back previously. It's like flying through a city.
Yeah.
It's something you
Gak
should
is-
never do.
Gak's trying to jump and roll to get the fastest combo that will.
Oh yeah. Okay, get the Elden Ring rolls in here. Yeah. Ursa, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say if she can, I'm gonna do this. But if you don't think she can get caught up in time, I would think she'd be like one of the farthest ones away. But if she does, how do I phrase this? We let everyone do their thing first. But if she does at some point get within 60 feet, she's gonna try to cast Hold Person.
Okay.
But I have to be in 60 feet. And it's a humanoid that I can see within range? Does this count? Or does not count? Is it? I don't mean, an imp is I don't know. Or does that not count?
I think hold person wouldn't count. Imp is
Okay.
considered a devil.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will do nothing but run after everyone else.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Enid?
I got my teleportation blade that I could like just teleport basically as far as I can throw it. So I'd like to throw it in front of the imp and then snatch him.
Okay, how far can you throw it?
Well, the way we rolled it was as far as I could throw it. So
It's the range of a dagger.
I guess
I can throw it as far as I can throw it.
Wait, sorry.
We're also in the cloud giant, so maybe it'll like float further.
Maybe. I don't know. We ruled it weird. I guess that I don't know how what. what
Yeah,
else?
it was whatever the range of the max range of your dagger throw.
Okay, then I guess that's 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I can teleport 60 feet and then run my movement speed. So that's 90 feet. So I'd like to catch up to it.
Okay, I'd say because it had a round on you guys, it is still ahead of you, but you are further than Rian is now. You were about maybe you teleported 60 and then ran. Is it total 90 feet? You said.
That would be total 90 feet unless I chose my action to dash, which then that'd be another 30 feet. But then I can't catch it.
I'll say if you don't action dash, you'll be. I said Rian was about what 60 feet away. So you'll be about 50 feet away, Eden.
Okay.
Because you were moving a little bit faster than Rian was. At that movement speed, Eden, you will catch it next round.
Okay.
You can only move
then
80 feet a turn.
Can I throw a dagger at its wing for an action if we're doing action economy, or are we not doing that?
Yeah, I mean you can use your full action if you want. You want to throw a dagger at it?
2 of them. Yeah, why not?
Okay. So you throw one of your daggers, teleport, run, and chuck a dagger at this creature. That is a hit.
And then natural 20.
I think the imp's dead.
That imp's gonna be super dead.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I get
Enid,
sneak attack on it.
You do not. So that is a total of.
Can
I did
I
not mean to put that.
choose to just like one blade in one wing, one blade in the other wing, and it just can't fly instead of kill it?
Roll damage, and we'll see.
No. Well, that's the first one, but it's not sneak attack. And
Okay, so 11 psychic.
And then the natural 20 would be
18. Right? No. 11
well,
also?
if it's the psychic damage, and then it rolled the crit damage. Oh, I get.
Don't worry about the crit damage it rolled.
I'm literally not mathing tonight. I cannot. My brain is.
So you rolled a
not-
9 plus another 6 for crit. So what is that? That's 15 plus the 11. It's 26. Enid, as you throw the dagger, you're trying to hit just the wings, but the creature is so small. And unfortunately, you did double its hit points and damage.
Oh no! Oh
damn!
So as the
Oh.
dagger is thrown, you just hear "Ugh," as it falls from the sky and lands on the ground. You just hear gasps and these giants around you murmuring and kind of yelling as
It's
they
gonna,
look
like,
down.
skid to a halt and go. I didn't mean to do that. Believe it or not.
As you say that, the imp does slightly explode.
Oh.
Rian is gonna like get
How do we
closer
get out of this?
and go halt. I was gonna use command to get it to stop, but that's an effective way to get it to stop, honestly.
I swear to you, I was just trying to rip its wings off.
Yeah, you did more than that. You. Anyway, that's okay. How many people are watching right now?
Good
The
shot,
entire
my love.
library. At
I didn't
this
even board of this unit.
at this moment, all of you do hear the footfalls and what sounds like clanging of armor. And you see some of the giants that are near the front are pointing in the direction of you guys. And you see storming cloud giants, about 6 of them, walking in with spears and swords drawn as you see one of the giants put their spear towards all of you and say,
Drop your weapons now.
Not a problem. There was a fiend, an imp, somehow in your city. It seems as though you have monsters in your city, darker creatures, fiends. The imp was right there. You can ask people in the library. One of our mages, a Goliath, dispelled the magic. But do you have any idea why there would be a fiend in your city?
we're going to make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, yeah, I
got
it. Oh, the guidance, too. Oh, my God.
You're gonna need it.
22.
Or maybe not.
Plus a D4. 25.
One of the storm giants looks down at the sulfur on the ground from the blast, and you hear one of the giants nearby, one of the civilians, one of the people in the library, say,
I did see the imp. It was flying out, and that one.
as they point towards Enid.
She threw blades at it and killed it.
And as the one that was talking to you, all of you, the spear is slowly raised.
Very well.
I was just gonna say, Basil's gonna inch in front of Enid.
Okay, you cover Enid. Because you're 11 feet tall.
She's like behind her ankle.
She's my girlfriend. I don't care how short or tall. Hi.
The storm giant that was talking to all of you says,
You will have to come with us. We will need to make a report.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm the one. No one wanted to do anything. It was all on me. So I'll do the report.
I also think
accident, though.
before any of us go anyway, we were instructed to stay here by Thorum. And I doubt you would like to upset him in any way, shape, or form. So I think it's best if we all wait until he returns. We were instructed under his specific order not to leave this library until he returns.
make another persuasion check with advantage.
I just don't want... Because, like, I don't know if any of these guards are connected to the king, and then if Enid or somebody gets pulled
Squash.
away, then, yeah, it's like
Stepped on.
easy to
Bye,
kill.
Enid.
25!
These
Again!
foods tonight.
Rian winks at the end. He doesn't.
As you say that, the guard does look down at all of you and says,
If you were instructed here by Thorum, then you are to stay here. We will make a report. But we will need to talk to you, all individually.
I feel like we should have representation.
At this point, however, you do hear from behind a familiar voice of Zephyros as you
Here. There's no need for any of that. Thorum sent me to take them. I have his command.
and the guard that was talking to all of you and says,
Show the papers.
and you're realizing that their laws aren't too much different than all of your laws. As you see Zephyros pull out a paper that is signed by Thorum with his seal, and the guards kind of look at each other.
Very well, Zephyros. You may take the prime material.
Hey,
Hey,
they kinda-
John.
Yeah.
As this conversation is happening, is there any way Yursa can, like, I don't know, maybe with her foot, because we're so tiny and they're so tall, like, look at the imp on the ground to see if there's, like, she doesn't want to make it obvious, like, any markings on it, or was it carrying anything, like, just to identify it a little bit more?
So the imp is not on the ground.
Oh, I
When
guess
it
it's just a pile of
exploded,
soot. Yeah.
it's just a pile of soot. Yeah. There's a small little bit of its wing on the ground.
Well, that's not gonna
But
do much for me, is it?
no,
Right. Okay.
it's just a pile of soot.
No worries. I
As
found it out.
Zephyros, yeah, no worries. As Zephyros walks towards all of you and says,
Please, keep your head down. Walk behind me.
and the guards part. And are you walking with Zephyros?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We can't
Okay.
stay out of trouble, apparently. It's not our fault.
Trouble finds us.
That's right.
As you are all walking, you see Zephyros kind of start to walk behind all of you, and just said,
Keep walking. What happened?
So it's kind of an
yeah.
accident.
I had noticed that one of the books in your library had moved on its own. Nothing was there, but it was something noticeable. So I went to check it out. There were other books that were out of place. And my friend here, he was able to figure out that it was a fiend. And knowing how dangerous they are, we did try to get it to halt, to stop. Truly, we only meant to stop it, to question it, or I don't know, but we did not mean to go at it with such intensity.
I didn't think they'd send someone that weak. You know?
It is quite concerning. There are fiends running around our city. You did good work. Now for bad news. I have not heard from Thorin.
Where was he going specifically, John?
he was going to check in the palace.
We should probably just get to where we need to go very soon. Don't we think?
I mean, that
yes.
book gave us the location, right, John? Like, we know how to get there, essentially.
Yep.
Oh, this feels gross. So, wait, so pause. Felicity, are you, like, insinuating we should just go without checking on Thorum? Just...
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
if we vibe, if the king seems off, and
Yeah.
that's where he went, he's probably in tough shit anyway.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was just making
the-
sure that's what you were insinuating.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's either dead or the best way to help him is to go get the old king. You know, like
Okay.
Yeah.
that.
I mean, we know what to do. We know where to go. We have a guide.
Sacrifices must be made.
And we can fly for 2 days straight, John?
You
that's
would risk
straight.
exhaustion, but
But, like, we
Yeah.
could get there. Okay.
oh
We'll
yeah.
have to... Okay.
Zephyros does continue walking and leading you all through. So,
Yes. The plan is still to break Agnar out, correct? Did you get the information that you needed?
Mhm. It's not going to be easy, but I think we have a plan.
One thing to know about the Skyvault. Obviously, it is built to keep us in. It is also very old. There should be ways for you all to slip through the cracks if you look out for them. I don't know what the plan to get Agnar out is, but the genie that guards him, Raijin, be careful.
Thank you.
I think it would be best if you and your friend go and find somewhere to lay low in the city. Maybe if there are others that you trust who would rally behind you and the cause of, well, the true king, it would be safe to gather those people and find somewhere safe to hide.
We have been building small numbers in that front. I must check on Thorum.
We
Are
will
you-
contact you. Go ahead, Brian.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, are you sure that's a good idea? If he is in trouble, what exactly can one person do? It might be better to bide your time until we return with Agnar, and then we have an ally in that fight.
How quickly do you think you could get to the prison?
It's 2 days, right? That's what we... Yeah.
About 2 days to get there, and then
About
we'd
2
have to
days.
return. So
That's traveling at a normal pace.
Yursa, do you still have your...
Windwalk?
Yeah?
I sure do.
Oh, shit.
Now with Windwalk, that's a way different story.
We can bippity boppity boo right on over.
Windwalk would get you there in less than a day.
Yeah. So
because you're so the best.
she honestly is. So then Rian would say, we could be back here in 2 days. 3 at the most, but 2, most likely.
2 days. I will give you 2 days to return. If you do not, I will go seeking Thorum. I cannot leave him.
I understand.
Continue following me.
And he leads you through the city. I would like everyone to make a perception check.
I have polymorph, by the way, Felicity.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know. I didn't want to. I just had another plan for polymorph because I know we talked about before we knew about the genie lord or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
polymorphing.
Polymorphing him.
Which we could do still, but the other plan I had just thought of. Oh my.
I love that you're just kidding. So,
all right.
I think your module auto-updated itself, John.
The other plan with polymorph, what we could do is for the people who struggle a little bit more with sneaking around, you could polymorph one of them into like a rat or something, too.
that's a good idea.
So
It
we
might
could
be
also
easier
do
to get
that.
him out. Yeah.
So
I hold on to
just
it.
a concept.
I like it.
Okay. I'm making sure I wasn't talking like a giant just now. I'm going to message 2 of you.
I wonder.
Where are you? Fuck it. I can't find your names. I'm not messaging anybody. I'm just saying it out loud. Gak, you see it first. There's a slight bit of rubble that kind of falls off on one of the buildings to your left. It is so faint. Enid, you see it as it hits the ground. Gak, you saw it falling from the sky.
That's it? That's all we noticed? No person, just...
Nope, just rubble.
Did our giant friend leave?
No, he's still walking with you.
Okay.
You could still speak in the... Enid in her mind to him would be like, I saw that too.
Yeah, shouldn't we tell our giant friend?
That's a good idea. You can go ahead.
In giant, Gak will be like,
Yo.
It's just oi.
Oi. Dar seen the finger.
Which of course translates of course to, hey, some rocks fell over there off the wall.
He looks towards the wall.
He may be still following us.
Yeah, I think
Continue moving.
He leads you to the port. The platform that all of you escorted the Aarakocra to in Methorum. And you hear Zephyros say in a louder, more attention-grabbing voice,
You may leave our city. Take your things and go back to where you came from. Do not return.
Very well.
In everyone's head, Gak goes,
I think he's just playing.
I think so too.
Do we bow? Do we like play a bit here?
No, we were expelled from the city, so we just leave.
Yeah.
Gak bows and says, I'm sorry.
Leave.
Okay.
he whispers,
We leave, yeah.
Oh, thank you for the cue. I wasn't.
Here? Yeah, here's the little exit.
Here's a little cast Windwalk so we can.
I thought
be
you were
flourishy.
angry at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And can we like head the direction? Actually, no. Let's not cast Windwalk right now. Let's just fly away so we can talk before we Windwalk to the location.
Okay. So, as you leave the city of Storm Giants, you return to the plane of air, the open skies of the boundless blue, as you watch Anomi disappear in the distance. Not sure what has happened with Thorum, leaving Zephyros and the small gathering of those who still stand behind the old King Agnar to hopefully gather in numbers. As you pass through the barrier of storms, already worthy, not having to go through the trial again, you fly towards the direction of the prison known as the Sky Vault, in search of the Mad King, Agnar, imprisoned here. And I think on that note, we'll take our break.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be right back. to get back into the session. I'm probably gonna have 100 meetings tomorrow, so that's probably what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm just gonna spend all day watching that. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Let's dive in. John?
Hello, welcome back. We pick up right where we left off. No dilly-dallying. Let's get right into the story. As the party leaves Anomi, flying towards the storm giant prison of the Sky Vault, the cage. All of you are in open air, in a plane of air, flying around, looking for... Actually, I guess you don't need solid ground to cast... I don't know why I thought you'd need solid ground to cast spells. You could cast spells in the air.
Yeah, man.
So as you kind of float there outside this wall of storm outside of Anomi, I leave it up to the party. You have your direction. What are you doing?
We're wind right now?
I figured before we become wind, did we want to try to come up with a plan before we just go to a prison?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds great.
So we'll review the schematics.
We're looking at the map
Mm-hmm.
that Gak has memorized.
Okay, so the schematics that you see looks like this.
Getting a
Oh,
little
you
draw
found
to.
an
Okay,
image now?
nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh.
Yes, we
Layer
love them.
1. It's like a cake.
This is
okay.
Gak trying to. This is Gak trying to minor illusion it
Ooh.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Love it.
This right here. Oh shit!
This
Okay,
right
well,
here.
Right here is
in
mine.
the center
Sorry.
is a large room
Okay.
that
Permanent center.
has cells that go from the bottom all the way to the top of the ceiling, and it's completely empty in the center except for these overlapping bridges where the guards and stuff can walk between. There are rooms up in here. The structure itself is about 5 miles tall.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom section is broken into 2 of these up here, with these large rooms that have open area and bridges across and cells that lead up to this section. And then there is the bottom, which is the landmass that it's on. Inside of there is a winding staircase that goes down to a central chamber down here. There's only one entrance, and that's down that central chamber.
Hmm.
The walls themselves are about 40 feet thick.
Okay.
But
good.
he said there were some cracks, right? If we looked hard enough.
So we just gotta
So
search.
in theory, we could find. Can I pink? We could find like a crack in a wall on the ground level, essentially, and make our way down.
Mhm.
Is kind of like that's possible, right,
Mhm.
John? Okay.
Yeah. There are also just to say this area right here at the top is where there are like the warden's office, check-in, like basically the
Mhm.
beginning of a prison before you get into the depths of it.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to know is stealth ability of everybody. So if we got Yursa could wild shape, Enid and Rhiann have stealthy stats. Does anyone else
Not very
have?
stealthy.
Yeah. Does anyone else, like the remaining 3, is there like invisibility that can be cast? Any sort of like, what are we working with here? I guess is what I'm asking. Like, is it literally like half the party is stealthy and half has nothing?
I don't have, or at least prepared, a spell that could benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Best I can do is cast guidance on someone.
That's what I have.
I have advantage on stealth checks, but I'm not very good at it.
So there's no, I don't know if anyone, I feel like this is a ranger thing, but like pass without a trace.
I don't have it. I mean, I could cast. How many 4th level spells do I have? 3. I mean, I could polymorph somebody, and I can do it. I can do that up to 3 times. I mean, I can do it many times.
Oh, that'd be
Many
cool.
quote. But like, I could polymorph a couple people.
Is
I
it
would. I
called-
could do that.
Jack, would you like to be polymorphed into something?
Yeah.
Would you like to pick what you get polymorphed into?
Yeah.
What would you like?
Could I be a frog?
Of course you can.
Okay, so
We got that solved. That's one.
4. Gideon has advantage. So
I can
it's not
polymorph Basil too. If she
awesome,
wants.
but it's better. Yeah, better than what Basil's working with.
Oh yeah, because I'm still like 11. What?
I don't think. How long does that last?
I think an
I
hour.
I do not know. I can go back and ask the woman.
Well, let me look at something real quick. Oh, a minute. Yeah, no, you're not. You're no longer 11 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it's is it concentration? I think it's concentration. So it would have broken shortly after everything, anyways, because she would have went back to teaching.
Kayla is polymorph
Ah,
concentration.
yeah, I was about to say I can only do it on one person because it is concentration. So I could only do Gak.
Well, he is the tallest of the group.
He's very bright as well and would stick out a little more.
How many people, John, can fit inside my Pokeball? One. Okay.
Ooh. Okay, so I also have invisibility, which is touch, and it's up to an hour. I thought it was a minute.
Okay.
So I could cast Basil Invisible.
Okay.
And
And
How
some
can I
guidance
back
on
into a frog?
Gideon, in addition with his advantage.
All right.
Wait,
'Cause-
this is turning into the scene from Spirited Away because yours is gonna be a big ass rat. Okay, and then Gak's gonna be a frog. I mean, it's not quite the same,
Aw,
but it's kind of funny. Okay,
that is
anyway, sorry.
funny.
Carry
If
on.
things do go okay, here's the other thing. Can a willing humanoid, John, go in the Pokeball?
Yes.
Okay. So if we wanted to, I can resummon Hikari with Find Steed.
Mm-hmm.
So I could dispel Hikari, and then I could have somebody in the wristband. In the
Well, I mean, why don't we just keep? Why don't you just not? Because we could just turn Basil invisible. That way you can hang on to Hikari.
That sounds good to me. I was just because then it's like then it's
That way
not
you
a
don't
roll.
have to
It's just a,
cast Basil
Mhm.
though. Like
Mhm.
you know,
Cast
Yeah.
Basil.
"Oh, Basil, I choose you.
like God forbid, like something happens to your bracelet and then Basil just you drop it off of the side of the building or something. and
Oh,
then
so
there
it's
goes
okay if something bad
Basil.
happens to Hikari, but
So Gideon,
Who could
do you feel
resummon her?
comfortable with this plan too? I see you got wheels turning.
I mean, let's be honest, this isn't much of a plan.
damn.
Fair.
Well, we sneak in.
Yeah.
And then we try and parlay with the genie that likes
Oh,
to
yeah.
make deals.
My next question was, what are we gonna offer the genie?
I don't know, a good word with the new king.
That's actually not bad. You
The
know
one
what?
that he's guarding over.
Yeah.
Think the king's gonna go for that?
King's got no choice.
I mean, if
He's-
he gets let out by this guy, probably either that or the genie will be executed, and then it's not our problem either.
or we can kill him.
Or we could just Max Payne our way through the entire thing. I don't know. I
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
I was just trying to think of a way that avoided us fighting through the entire prison.
Agreed.
Well, if we kill, never mind. I'm not even. We're not vibing.
We're not.
We're not vibing.
So if we systematically just one by one genocide the storm giants,
That's
then
not what I was gonna say.
it
Okay,
could work.
John, question. We know that they like making deals, but do we know if they like what are they into? Like, do they collect things? Are they a
Do they,
fiber
like-
artist? Do they what do they
Kind
do?
of like a
Like,
a
do
whips
they
and
co-
chains,
Do they like
or
collect Funko Pops or
Yeah, like
Ooh.
I'm so serious, like but like I'm trying to think if there's
Yeah, what do
like
they
a
care
physical Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Like, you know, what is there? Because I'm trying to think of, like, collectively, what do we have that we could offer that isn't just, like, our word, you know? So I didn't know if we just read something while we were doing research about, like, they really love magic items, or, you know, a good song.
Make
Knowledge.
a history check.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, Kayla.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I like the phrasing. What are they into?
Mhm.
I'm gonna use that.
What are they into?
12. It's not the best, but, you know.
With the 12,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the base thing is power. They enjoy power, gaining new forms of power, stripping people of power, exercising their power. It's not the same as like a devil, but they don't care about like worldly things like gold or jewels or anything like that. They honestly, from stories you've heard, can create those at will.
Okay.
They go ahead.
Okay. No, continue.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna, like, pose this. I don't know if we even have the power to make this a thing, but, like, what if we, you know, and again, we have to make the king go for this, but, like, what if we promise them to be the new warden of the prison? Would they like that, do we think? Like, you help us free him, he will employ you to take over this whole place. Huh?
I thought he already was the head warden, but maybe I missed.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, he's not? Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if he'd go.
That is, from what you guys read, he is an entity that's quite literally dedicated to guarding the highest priority inmates in the prison.
Oh. So would that be a better position than the warden?
I will say, there are other things that you know of Genie, at least from ones you've heard stories of, ones that are trapped in scenarios. There are
He
some
wants
that have been
freedom.
trapped in lamps or trapped in artifacts of various things.
Oh.
This one doesn't sound like it's trapped in a lamp.
He's trapped in a prison! Oh, man. I was gonna say something, but that's not.
Enid would not know this, but she will say in character, so when genies are trapped, is it like magically binding, or what traps a genie? Does anyone know? Did we read that part?
Nope.
Any smarter people want to ask?
Is that
the
so?
DM?
Earlier it was Rian who recalled a lot of the information about the genies. Would that have been anything he would have recalled from his? Because before we were in Siri, he was studying a lot about the planes and the elemental plane of air, and he did read some about genies.
Some of the normal methods that you've heard of are magical items that their whole intended purpose is to trap these entities. They're built to do this, such as like cursed artifacts. They have to be very, very, very strong magical items to do that, but some are created, and a lot of those have been created during the Age of Arcanum, where what you would have read would be that people would actually trap genies and siphon their power for magic during that time, which allowed them to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Sometimes genies also have been tricked into binding contracts, magical binding contracts. Individuals that normally have done this, however, from what you've read, have been devils that have been able to trick genies into contracts. Some of them willingly trap themselves if the deal is good enough. And from the prison, the ability to siphon magic from storm giants. So you kind of get adjusted. It's probably, this was more of a selective.
So, in terms of like separating the sort of Joe knowledge and the Rian knowledge, is there any connection between like the normal rules for genies that like we know, where there's like you rub the lamp, you get 3 wishes? Is there anything like that for the genies that we've read about?
Some, those that you free from their prisons normally will give the person who freed them something in return, and normally that is a wish. It's not 3 wishes, it's normally a wish.
Okay.
So maybe we just offer it freedom, you know?
Well, if he wants power and he maybe willingly got into this deal for more power, he may not want freedom. But maybe he does. Maybe he changed his mind.
That could also be a play on our end. You think you have so much power, but when the storm giants say jump, you have to jump. When the cloud giants tell you to bow, you have to bow. Is that really freedom? Infinite power on a infinitely tiny leash?
Or we could kill him.
That is a perfect plan B. Any other ideas?
If I'm
No.
being honest, I barely am understanding the situation we're in.
We sneak in, we try and make a deal. If it fails, we kill him.
But what about all the other guards who are here?
Well, then I guess we fight them too.
Well, what's saying that once we kill... I guess the thing I'm confused about, we don't know for a fact that they would know that anything happened. We could sneak back out.
Well,
With a
listen.
giant following us.
What
Polymorph?
about
We polymorph him.
what about when you all broke me out of prison? What did you use? Yursa as an octopus?
Octopus, yeah,
Uh-huh.
mostly.
I
Okay.
wasn't there.
Me either.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Well, I was in prison, and Yursa was an octopus on Gak
Mm-hmm.
to break me out.
Yeah.
How
Why?
did you use it? My sister arrested me.
Octopuses
Anyway.
can go through small spaces.
Oh, they have no bones.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I made a bunch of guards think that the octopus was taking over the world.
Also, once we free this very powerful king, he might just get us out of there.
That's a
He's
good
not
point, too.
useless.
He's
That's
just
true,
trapped right
not
now.
useless.
I say we go with the plan until we need to improvise, and then we improvise. I think I would love to just go. We can do it.
I believe in us.
And if we believe in ourselves, we can achieve anything.
Oh, that's not where I was going.
Gaseous
but
form,
I'm
go!
So glad you went there.
Rian takes off.
I'm not. Yours has a cast
You need to
windwalk
come
yet.
back. Yep, we're gonna be clouds
He
now.
doubles
alright.
back.
Okay. He's got
Let's-
excited, is all.
Play things safe and smart. We'll try to find a way in on the lowest level. I think we try to be as quiet as possible. We try to stealth our way. Maybe along the way there'll be more information that'll make it clear how we have to proceed with this genie.
It might be a good idea to try and keep an eye out for whatever artifact is binding him here. If we can find that and take it,
Mm-hmm.
we could offer to destroy it, free him from it.
Well, let's go. Windwalk cast.
Windwalk activated.
Oh, activate.
Had to get the alliteration.
Okay. So as Yursa casts Windwalk, all of you turn into mist and start your journey into the boundless skies in the direction that you know is the Sky Vault. Traveling at 600 feet around, all of you fly across this plane. And it's odd at first because after traveling for an hour, you haven't seen any structures, floating rocks. It's just been clouds. You kind of almost feel like you might not be going the right way. In the distance, you see those dragons that you saw once before slithering through the sky. Another point, you see rocks flying in formation. The bird, not the stone. You see floating islands in the distance. You see other creatures. And then, about 10 hours into flying, you see it. An infinite storm in the distance. A perpetual tempest of lightning and thunder. You see, surrounded by a storm, almost as though a tornado were surrounding it, and it stood in the center. A large, three-tiered black stone structure floating on an island, made of a material you know not of. From top to bottom, 3 miles tall, over 16,000 feet. The structure seems as though it could take up half of the city you just left. You see the prison of the storm giants. You see the cage, the Sky Vault. As you get closer, you hear the thunder and see the lightning streaking through, striking off of the structure. In the distance, you can see cloud giants walking around the perimeter of the outside walls on each tier. You see, look almost like cannons on the edges. This structure has fortification. At this point, however, all of you are missed. There's no stealth check needed until you get about 60 feet away. The structure towers above all of you. And at this point, because you are floating clouds, I'll need everyone to make a stealth check with advantage. And you can add a +4 to your roll on top of that.
Oh my god, the Taco Bell.
What number is that? What number is Taco Bell?
No.
Oh, it's 8. It's 8. Why is it 8?
Because go to Taco Bell and get yourself an 8-pack of tacos. I don't know.
So
There you go. Duke
silly.
said it.
I ate
Duke
me
said
some
it.
Taco Bell.
I ate me some Taco Bell. I don't know why that's there.
It's funny though.
You guys didn't see that, right?
Nope.
I'm sure my shit's still working. Okay.
I thought you just paused for dramatic effect there.
Nope. Uh,
Okay. All right. Cool.
as you fly in, you do notice that the guards on the outside do not see all of you. You are 30 feet away from the walls of this prison. What are you doing?
Well, we're looking for holes that are near the bottom.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
Do we see any?
Well, that's too damn bad. All right, go ahead and make a perception check.
I think we all are, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hope so.
With
We got
webshin.
some perceptive beams.
Oh,
We're
what are we
scoping.
making the fattest perception check of my wife right now?
Is it in advantage or just normal?
Normal.
Where do we?
What are we? So
What are we?
crazy. Oh my god.
And you?
I'm sorry, do we have a problem? Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, that's enough.
Two? What the
Taco Bell.
fuck?
I think it's
Why?
just when
I think it's
Nick
just-
rolls.
yeah.
Nick, roll something?
It's so goofy. Oh, I'm so tickled.
Is it every time you roll?
Did you set it up, Nick?
He had
Nick,
to
roll
have.
something. Nick, roll something.
Nick, why don't you roll something,
Roll
huh?
it.
I know.
Yeah,
I
roll
did.
it.
I did. It wasn't coming over.
It is. When
It
Nick
is
rolls.
you! You did this!
You son of a bitch! Get Taco Bell out of my campaign. All the fun was enough.
Okay.
That's funny though.
All right,
That's
serious.
gonna be your death saving throw noise.
Okay, wait a second. Sorry, that's what I'm clipping.
If he natural 20s on a death save.
Yeah!
Okay.
You guys haven't even heard what the Nat 1 is.
Oh, God. Okay. Serious. Anybody above a 17 would be able to spot a slight crack in the wall. Not at the foundation, not at the bottom, but about the midway point, which would be about 200 feet off the ground. So that would be Enid, Yursa.
I mean, it's
Agreed.
so noisy. They probably can't hear us, right? If we're just talking
Well, we had said that you guys communicate as
telepathically.
clouds in your
Mhm.
brains, yeah.
Okay. I mean, Yursa would say it's a prison, so this might be the best we get. I can't see many other holes in the foundation at all. Do we want to just take this chance?
Well, can one of us poke our head in, for lack of a better word?
Sorry, I was doing the clip because that was really funny. What's the entrance that we found? I'm so sorry.
There's
Oh,
a
it's-
crack.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a crack about here in the foundation, or in the wall, about 200 feet up from the ground.
I mean, yeah. If we just want to take a peek, Enid would be fine to like first crawl in and at least scope it out.
Now that might be a good idea since Enid has probably the best stealth. Just to pop in, see what's cooking.
Cool.
Okay.
Then she will cloud in, and then can I decloud on my own, or do I just be a cloud in there?
You're a cloud until Yursa makes you not a cloud.
Okay, I will be stealth cloud.
Okay. As you enter through the cracks, you do realize that it's definitely, you'll have to all squeeze in, especially Gak. It is barely wide enough for you to fit through. But as you peer in, it almost looks like a hallway. And then you realize it's not a hallway. It is just the interior of the wall itself. 40 feet across. There's this empty space of stone that you can see. There are sections of stone that connect the two pieces of wall together. These beams of stone that go through. And you can see drop-offs as well, where there is even larger... here I can kind of draw it. So you see, like, if you're top down, you're inside the wall, and there are these beams of stone that go across. And then side view, there's the floor, and there's like a drop off in certain sections, and then more upwards. It's
So
definitely
this is the
structural.
platforming level. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're in Mario.
Yeah. Okay, well, Enid will telepathically communicate that to everybody else and say that it is really snug, so we may want to like get in and then do the polymorph for Gak so that he can fit, and then yeah, just basically cast our spells and stuff that we need to.
So we'd technically be safe from being seen because we're inside of a wall, essentially. The walls are basically hollow, in quotation marks. Okay. Ursa is pretty okay with that, and if everybody else is, she would float in.
I mean, honestly, if we wanted, I don't know how long Windwalk lasts, but if we want to stay clouds for the platforming part, we can just
Let me see how long Windwalk
woo through the walls.
Windwalk. It is 8 hours.
Okay.
But I don't know how long it took us to get here.
I'd said 10, but that was before I didn't read the spell. So we'll say you're on the very tail end of the wind walk.
Right, how fast we can fly. Okay, yeah. That
So
makes sense.
we would have to kind of be normal when we go inside.
Okay.
Let me mark that spell off real quick.
Okay. So all of you traverse to the crack in the wall.
Mm-hmm. And then when we get inside, Ursa's going to cast Polymorph on Gak and turn him into... Where did my polymorph go? There it is. Boop. The same breed of species of frog as Chip.
I was gonna ask Kayla too, because invisibility is also an hour. Do we feel like casting it right now? Those spells when we aren't really gonna be seen since we're in a wall, or should we wait till we have to like?
Oh, that's a good point. Let's hold off until we know we need to. Because, yeah, time is
I just don't know
important.
how long we'll be traveling through here.
Yeah. Nope, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
I take back this. Takesies backsies.
So, as you all travel through into the wall, you drop Windwalk.
What the hell?
What?
Sorry, I was singing Pink Floyd. My bad.
It's your murmured like singing from the other room.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I was like, what did I say? All I said is in the wall. The thunder outside subsides. You can hear it in the distance, but it's not as loud. But you are within the walls of the Sky Vault. Do you start walking?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we would, with Gak's photographic memory, try our best to like navigate. So whenever there is a turn, Gak's like, well, I can sense that we are currently more north right now. I don't know. Let's walk. I am.
Gak's not a frog yet, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
Not.
Imagine you He's a
Yeah.
frog and he can't direct you.
He's just training right now.
We're just
Um,
holding off those spells until we potentially need to be out in the open.
Right. So as you walk, again, you see the structural integrity of the wall itself, the beams of stone that go across from side to side. There are some drop offs, some of them about 5 feet in length that you can jump across, and others about 40 feet in length. But all of you can fly, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, this is the plane of air. Yeah, you guys just kind of float over. As
We all float on. Is that what you're
Yep,
saying?
yep,
Nice.
yes.
We all float up here.
Yep. Gak, you see it first in the distance. There's this slight movement, and all of you hear this.
Gak will like slow down, obviously, and put his hand out. Everybody.
Gak, what you saw looked like a bug, but it did not look like skin was the texture of any bug that you've seen.
That's nasty.
Yeah. I think we should abandon the whole thing.
Let's go home and just enjoy what days we have left.
We need to get out of here.
Make a perception check, everyone.
Yeah, Gak would probably tell everyone what perception, because we're still connected in our heads, right?
Not for Enid stuff, at least.
Oh yeah, since we're not clouds, no. You'd have to whisper it.
Nick, did you change the noise to an iMessage iPhone?
Someone's phone went off.
I hate you so much.
Look at him.
You need. Never mind.
You need to stop.
This needs to stop.
It didn't psych me out because I don't have a iPhone, so. Okay, Gak and Yursa and Basil. You see on the walls that there are sections that look like there are not claw marks, but almost teeth marks. Like some sections of the stone look like there are divots and holes that have been like dug out by something. And then there's rubble on the ground underneath. Gak, you kind of look up and around and you see above you, not right above you, in the distance about 60 feet away, there are two other skittering creatures, both next to each other on the wall, kind of skittering upwards. The best way I can describe it is they look like termites that are made of stone.
That's just awful. I think Gak's just gonna be pointing them out and not trying to say much.
Are they blind, John?
You don't know. You don't know what these creatures are or what.
Okay.
You've
Well,
never
maybe
heard
they-
of anything like this.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
They just eat stone. And then we're fine.
Does it seem like they even noticed us at all, or are they paying us no mind?
It does not seem like they've noticed all of you.
Maybe we just keep going.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to sneak by, John.
Okay. Make stealth checks.
Bippity-boppity-boo.
Gonna throw guidance on myself.
That one was nasty, Nicholas. You seem to be bad for that one.
We're making stealth checks. I don't know why I thought we were making perception checks. I got flashbanged by the Discord leave noise.
My God.
It's funny, but stop.
The tagline for Evrand. It's funny, but stop.
I know I deserve this, but stop. All right, I'm gonna go down the list because this is a group check, and I don't feel like scrolling up. Rian.
27. I just took a drink. I was.
It's the worst person to start with.
31.
Oh my God. Basil.
You're muted.
12.
All right. Nick.
15. I like that I got my actual name. I'm in trouble. I'm in the doghouse. I understand. You're using my given name.
You didn't say Nicholas.
What did you get?
15.
I don't know why I said your name.
Nicholas. Give it here.
Gideon.
14.
Yersa.
14.
All right, man. Felicity, does your back hurt? Fucking carrying these fucking sloppy bitches. Oh my God.
As you walk down this corridor, you hear the skittering above you. You see some rubble and rocks start to fall down. You look up and you see there are about 4 or 5 of them on the walls, chewing at the walls. You can tell that they are some sort of termite. And they are large. They are about the size of all of you. But you continue on. And you see another drop off. And as you look down, with all of those who have dark vision, it goes way past 60 feet. And it is about 120 feet to the other side. Do you want to go to the other side? Or do you want to drop down?
I mean, the goal is down, but is this the moment to go down?
I mean, it's either we risk finding more creatures similar to what we just ran into, or then we need to start worrying about the guards. I'd rather deal with the creatures than the guards myself.
Mm-hmm. And we could float down, essentially, right, John? It's not like we'll just plummet. We'll, like, glide.
We can Mary Poppins down, yeah.
Yeah. I think we should also probably... It's better to deal with the buggies than the guards. I agree with that, Ryan.
So we're assuming more bugs are down, then?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if there's some here, that's my assumption, is just the deeper you go, you're going to keep finding more.
But like you said...
And if there's not, even better.
Right, I didn't know... I didn't get the idea that one thing was leading in a particular way, but maybe I've been blacking out clearly this whole session, like selective paying attention, so...
No, I think we're just guessing. We don't know either. We're just guessing.
Making an assumption.
Okay, guys, I'm like, did I miss something? Sure. I mean, I think we should go down too, but you know, group effort here, so.
Okay. Final say?
Yeah.
Down.
Okay.
Be down.
It is obviously odd for all of you to look down and see nothing and realize it is okay for you to jump down here and feel safe enough to not hit the ground. So all of you jump. Now you can control technically how fast you go. So you can fall as fast as you want until you don't want to, and you can hover, or you could float down. Are we just floating down? Or are we skydiving down until...
I think we should like go rappel speed, you know, slowly but safely.
Okay.
Yeah, everything in me says to just dive, but I know my brain is like we should float.
Assassin's Creed, you know?
Moana!
Leap of faith.
Hi. But
Okay.
yeah, we should be safe. You know?
Now, does anyone have a light source? Or have one open right now?
I can cast the cantrip light.
Cat can cast dancing lights also.
Now my question is, do you want to?
I mean, how?
Should.
So who doesn't have dark vision, and can people with dark vision see in this darkness?
No, it is pitch black. The only reason you were seeing currently right now is honestly, it was pitch black through here, except for every time the lightning flashed outside because of that crack, it was peering through. So you were getting like a strobe effect almost in the dark.
Was it
kinda
like a
lit up.
magical darkness almost? Because I thought dark vision, you just saw darkness.
Oh yeah, no, it's not magical darkness. It is just straight up regular darkness.
Okay.
I was more so saying for Gak.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we're still in cloud shape right now, right?
No, we've been out of cloud shape.
Oh,
and dark.
okay. Oh, okay. So then can't we just hold on to Gak? Because I think the rest of us have dark vision.
You have dark vision, Rian?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's from one of my features
Oh.
for my class. I've got 120 feet.
Yeah, it might be better to remain stealthy then if we don't have a light source on us. So if Gak's okay with it, he can. Maybe with Yursa, since she's gonna potentially polymorph him if need be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This I can do.
Okay. So you jump down and start to float. Repel speed. As you start to float down into the darkness. 50. 100. 150. 200 feet. At about 120 feet, Rian, you can see the bottom. And then those who have dark vision for 60 see it at that. And then eventually, your feet meet the bottom, still inside of the walls. But now you see that there are tunnels, just like the ones above you. These are not as tall. These tunnels are about 7 feet, 6 feet tall. Some of you will have to bend down, crouch down a little bit to walk through here. Now the question is, do you go left or right?
Kind of look to Gak and be like, I mean, do you remember anything from the schematics?
Yeah, it's John.
I do need you to make a roll. Yeah, I know.
You have to play the game, Nick.
Yeah. Okay, what do you need me to roll?
I would like you to roll a wisdom check with advantage. Okay, that's not that bad. 23. The way you all came in was near the far left of this wall. You know that you need to kind of go towards the center. You need to go right.
We need to go right.
Sounds right to me.
So you continue on to the right. And all of you, as you walk for the next 10 minutes, there's a slight warmth that starts to emanate. Like almost when it is summer outside and you have air conditioning on and you open your door, there's a wall of heat. And through some of the cracks of the wall on your left side, leading into the building, there's slight light peering through. The cracks are not large enough for you to go through. They are very, very, very small. There are streams of light coming through. In a quick glance, there are prison cells on the other side. As you walk, trying to make sure your feet, your steps are silent. The ceiling starts to get smaller and smaller. Now about 5 feet tall. All of you are having to crouch at this point, getting through. But you continue walking and walking. There is a smell about 15 minutes later as you're walking. It starts to permeate in the air of almost decay. And those with high perceptions, as you look into these little cracks, you see that on the other side there are prison cells, but some of them have bodies that are deceased, left to waste and rot.
Do they look like they were just left there, or does it look like they've been murdered?
It looks like they've been left there. It looks like you don't see, kind of peering through the crack, and it's kind of hard to see that. It's very, very blurry on either of your vision as you kind of try to look through this crack. There are no signs of food bowls. There are no signs of anything that was given to these giants. You can see that there's still skin on their bones, but it's decaying. They definitely starved to death. As you continue on, what's the order? Because you're in a single file line at this point.
I think Basil would probably stay more towards the middle, just so that if anybody needed to be healed, it was easier for her to reach them.
I think Rian has one of the longer dark vision ranges, so probably at the front, so we can see as much as possible in front of us.
Okay.
I figured Gak also maybe was towards the front to help navigate. Which then, if he and Yursa are still connected together, Yursa's with him, so Enid and Gideon can be in the back together.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. So as you walk, Rian.
Is that thunder here or in the game?
It's
Yeah,
here.
the thunder's in the game.
No, it's here also.
Oh.
Is it really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. How'd you
Immersion. And I called up a storm.
What the fuck? Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the moment, but that was weird. Go ahead.
Rian, as you were walking, you were peering forward. You didn't notice something lash out at you. You see this gray and red ooze-like creature seep through the walls where one of these dead bodies were and lash out towards you. What are you doing?
I mean, at first glance, does it just seem like the one creature?
What's your passive?
Oh, not very good anymore. 14.
14. You can see a second one. That's the only one you can see that also peers out from the wall towards you. So you have
Mhm.
two of these creatures striking out at you. Who was behind Rian?
Gak.
Gak. One strikes out at you too, Gak. And all of you start to see these ooze-like creatures that almost have like a face start to lash out at all of you from the left side of the wall towards you. So we'll go down the list. Rian, you have a reaction. Two of these creatures are lashing out at you. What are you doing?
Mhm.
You have liminal space to swing your sword.
Yeah. Okay. I think what he would probably do, since it seems like, because there are a lot of dead bodies that we saw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they're emanating from those dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rian would probably put 2 and 2 together that this doesn't seem like a fight the oozes situation, and he would shouting whisper as not to hopefully draw any attention, but he would say, "We need to run." And I think he would try his best to dodge and parry some of the like slime pseudopods, whatever they are, so that way they don't hit Gak. Any of the ones that are in front of him, he wants to try and protect Gak as much as he can, even if it means Rian gets hit a little more.
Okay. So I would like you to make a dexterity check.
Oh yeah, dexterity. Fuck. It's an 8.
Okay, so as you go to parry one away and kind of push it away as your hand hits it, you're going to take 9 points of necrotic damage just from the touch.
Nice.
As you feel your hand singe away and almost this blood be sapped from you. As you kind of pull away, luckily, because of your roll, both of them are still going at you and not worrying about Gak. As what the fuck? Okay, well, we're gonna do a different song because that's weird. There we go. So as these two lash out at you and you push one away, you see your hand get kind of enraptured in the ooze, and you pull away and start to run forward. Gak, what are you doing? One of these is trying to lash out at you.
You said we have a reaction, but does that actually mean like we have an action to do something?
Yeah, this is more of like a skill challenge almost, where
Okay.
you get to do a thing to like help your party and yourself get out of the situation.
Okay, I think. Can I just like with intuition try to figure out if these things like the dark?
Seems like they do.
Okay. I think Gak's gonna cast Dancing Lights.
Okay.
Like as like in a row in front of everybody, pretty much. Just
Okay.
in case they like don't like brightness or something. I don't know.
Okay, what I'd like you to do is with Dancing Lights, I'd like you to make no, you know what? Never mind. As you cast Dancing Lights, the globules appear, and you do watch these slithering ooze-like creatures kind of back up away. Them shutting their eyes is kind of recoiling onto the wall, like they almost go flat against the wall, but you can still see them. And you just hear not like a creature sound, but like this bubbling, almost like water boiling in a pot as they kind of just peer against the wall. That gives all of you a round to get away, but you can see that this corridor, and you can smell the decay. There are so many of these giants that are dead. So you do give advantage to the next 4 of your party members because of this. So next up in the line, after you do that, is who
Yrsa.
again?
Yrsa.
Yrsa.
Yeah, so go ahead.
No, one's lashing out at you.
Yeah, so hearing Rian, she would also pick up after onto Gak's heels and start like running forward. So I think to kind of push back these creatures from lashing out at her, she would, I guess, like Spider-Man, but cast Thorn Whip and just like shoot it out in a very specific straight line direction, rather
Okay.
than like slinging it like a whip, just like boom, Spider-Man, spew, but whip.
Okay.
Thorny. That. Yeah, as she's running.
Okay. Yeah, so as you throw out the Thorn Whip, it catches onto a couple of these ooze that, even though they are oozes, because of the thorns and it is an obstacle in front of them. So as it hits them, you do notice that their bodies start to kind of consume the Thorn Whip, but it also seems like they're consuming it like food at this point. So the two that you hit with the Thorn Whip take the Thorn Whip and start to like almost digest it and kind of leave you alone as you kind of
Hate
start
that.
running through. But yeah, you get rid of two of them attacking the party. Who was up next in the list?
Basil would probably be next.
Okay. Basil, you have about 3 of these things lashing out at you.
Where is it?
As all of you are kind of like up against the wall, crouched down, trying to attack these things while they're trying to kill you.
Okay, 15 feet. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians
Okay.
on myself.
Do you?
What?
So Spirit Guardians doesn't attack allies, right? Okay, cool. All right.
No.
So you
And I'm gonna
cast-
do Radiant, not Necrotic.
Okay. You cast Spirit Guardians, and it is quite odd to cast as you were in this confined space, but as you do, all of you see this bright light around Basil as it then turns to dark, and these spiritual ravens, they're not creating a cyclone around you because you're in a confined space. They can't actually like get around you, but there's a clump of them in front of you and behind you, and they start to attack the slimes to your left. I would like you to make a religion check with advantage.
Okay. Okay, second one was a lot better.
22. Oh yeah. You expelled about 4 of these creatures as they kind of just turn to they almost solidify in midair from the damage and kind of just break and turn into mush on the ground as you kill some of these. As you continue running through, you can see that there is another drop about 100 feet in the distance. Brian, you can see this with your dark vision, but there are still more of these creatures. And next up in the list is
I think it was Gideon.
Gideon.
All
You
right.
have about 2 of these creatures coming at you.
I think, yeah, we'll just pull out a classic. He's gonna, using his, are we doing like a full action economy here, or is it just like a one move thing here?
One move thing.
All right, well then we're just gonna go with the classic. Yeah, we're just gonna vortex warp and just jump 90 feet ahead past these things.
Okay. As you see 2 of these start to lash out at you, you vortex warp out of their way. They miss, and you appear in front of Rian. About 40 feet more in front of Rian. And you just start going towards the exit.
Just gives a little salute. He'll just run his 30 feet.
I will say, as you vortex warp and kind of get yourself, you do see your hat fall off as you kind of get back up, and you're like, oh shit, and you grab your hat, and then you give Rian a look and start running towards the thing. So with that, then Enid, there are 4 of these things coming at you.
Okay. Well, I guess I could just disengage and then get up into Basil's Spirit Guardians because I was gonna attack. But if I'm only allowed to do one thing, I don't have like a bonus action. I think now that Gideon's gotten up much faster, I will disengage instead and then just catch up to be in the radius of Basil's spirit guardians.
Okay. Okay. So almost in slow motion, you see 4 of these things start to strike out at you, and with your disengage, almost like in the movies when you see someone jumping through the red lasers to get through,
Yeah.
you jump through, and actually I guess it would be more like when Spider-Man kind of dodges like the bullets and
hell
stuff.
yeah.
You're dodging these slimes, these oozes midair, and then running up on the wall and kind of twisting in midair to acrobatics your way across. Make an acrobatics
So
check with
cool.
advantage, just for
Let's see
shits and gigs.
how crazy it goes. Let's see the second one. Okay, a 28.
Yeah. These things smack into each other, being confused on how you're moving. And as you kind of run up on the wall and kind of
Oh, that's
duck
sick.
down and you roll into Basil's spirit guardians, kind of grab her on the shoulders. And Basil, you feel Enid's hands behind you as she's running with you.
Hello, love.
Good move, babe. Let's keep moving.
And as you all continue to move, you hear this bubbling behind you as all of these oozes are trying to grab at you, but don't have the length. They don't have the ability to actually get towards you at this moment. And behind you, you just hear all of them eventually start to dissipate back into the walls. As you look behind you, all of you taking a breath, still crouched down. It's still about 5 feet tall. You get to the next drop. And what you see before you is a drop of about, free end you can see, about 100 feet. But on the other side, about 40 feet across, is a crack in the wall. So you can choose to drop down or go across and enter through the crack in the wall.
Yeah, Rian will share that with the rest of the group, and I mean, sort of look back to Gak. And I know it's a lot to recall the various intricacies, but just to make sure that we're heading in the right direction. Obviously, I know we want to go as down far as possible, but I also want to make sure we drop in the right area.
Yeah. What do I remember?
So at this moment, you kind of feel like you are at the bottom of that wall. And from what you recall, dropping down another 100 feet is probably where the wall is set into the actual, like, island. So it's basically where the structure started and then built up from the ground. There might be an entrance into that underground section where they're keeping Agnar, but you're not 100% sure on that. So it is a risk to go down, but it could be a pretty big reward. The crack in the wall, leads into one of those large cell buildings or sections where there are just cells that line the walls. Now, where you think you're probably at the bottom of one of them instead of all the way at the top of one of them. So that's the information you remember.
If we go through the crack in the wall, we'll be in one of the cell rooms, and I think that there might be a way to go down from in there. That's probably more likely to get us where we need to go.
Oh yes, our drawing. I feel like this was not. Yeah. Okay. I was like, why does it look a little messier than I remember? Well, sorry, I'm speaking kind of out of character. So is this the part then where we would need to disguise or make people invisible? Not disguise, polymorph. Probably then. Because if we're going out in the open, where some of the guards can see us, right?
Yeah, I think now, John, you're muted.
Sorry. I was going to say, so this section I'm drawing right now is the 100 feet that you think. And then if you go through the crack in the wall, you're going to end up in one of those large cell rooms.
Then I would say yes, because we might not have a chance to be unseen again right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think that's a good plan because that's like we actually know where Gak actually knows where the entrance is there, but like going down the hole is just a risk. We don't know what we'll find. So that's cool.
So just will cast Polymorph on Gak, and then she will wild shape into a rat.
Enid will make
Ratsa.
Ratsa. Enid will make Basil invisible. And sneak up with Rianne, assuming that they'll take the lead and kind of guide everybody else through.
Can you guys pick us up?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you want
I
to
can carry Rat here, so you can carry Frog Gideon or Frog
Yes.
Gak.
And Chip.
Frog Gak and Chip. I got 2 frogs.
And Gideon
Crack
just be
big enough
extra
for us to
careful.
fit through?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is.
All right, cool.
It is. It is definitely one of those sections in, I believe it's God of War, where Kratos has to
Good little shimmy, little shimmy, shimmy.
little shimmy. Yeah, he's a little shimmy.
All right.
We're shimmying.
Okay. So you go across.
Go across.
And you shimmy on in.
Shimmy, shimmy.
I'm assuming leading the charge is Rian. Then Gideon and Enid, or Enid and Gideon.
Maybe Gideon in the middle is the better choice.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, Basil's there too, yeah.
But she's invisible.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that. The 3 visible ones in the order.
Okay.
Is that where you want to be, Gideon? Where do you feel
Yeah, I'm
most
fine with that.
comfortable? Okay.
I'm either gonna roll well or I'm not, so not
As
even worried
you-
about where I'm standing if I roll a 1.
As you shimmy through, Rian, you see at first this opening in the ceiling that leads out to the storm above. Lightning cascading down and then dissipating. There's a very prominent static in the air. As you kind of move through, your hair starts to stick up ever so slightly from the static electricity in the air. It's humid in this room as well. You look up and you see a towering wall above you with cells that line the walls and a runic symbol in the center of this room that pulsates ever so slightly. The first thing you think of is the cells don't make sense to be inside of a room like this. If the storm giants are in the room with the storm, they should have power. Then you realize this is almost like torture. Their abilities are being siphoned from magic while still staring at a storm that they cannot harness. You see chains dangling from side to side as you enter one of the main cell rooms.
Cool.
I need you to make a stealth check,
All of us?
one at a time.
Oh, okay. I'll wait my turn.
So then me first.
You first.
Okay. Hey, wow, look at that. Advantage. A 16. With plus 12. What the fuck?
It's too late to guidance you. My little rat tats mean nothing.
Okay. At the end of the room, you see sitting in a large chair made of stone, Cloud Giant with his leg crossed across his other holding a great axe, battle axe, with this helmet made of some creature's horns on top. Very Viking-esque, but the armor is metallic, but not polished. Kind of stroking his beard, just looking around as you enter into the room. He does not see you.
Thank fucking Christ.
As you crest around, there is a column, one of these columns. You crest around into a divot in the wall where you know that his line of sight would not catch you. As you kind of usher the next person to come in, which was Enid?
I think it was Gideon.
I think it was Gideon.
Gideon.
Yeah.
Gideon, sorry. All right, Gideon.
All right. Gideon, not being a rat, is going to guidance himself before he does this.
Good move.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
There we go, thank God.
Okay.
Plus. Yeah, 24. Jack Bauer, baby.
Gideon, as you start to slide through, you realize your hat cannot stay on top of your head. So you had to take it off
It
and
must
kind of
stay. I'll disintegrate this fucking wall.
As you move through, you need to watch Gideon move through this this crack in the wall effortlessly and with grace and poise. As he kind of gets through, you see the giant at the end of the room, and without even taking a second, you just go around the column into the divot next to Rian. Just both of you just kind of look at each other.
Going really well.
Enid.
Yeah. Stealth. A 20, dirty.
Okay. Again, effortlessly. And Basil, you kind of follow behind Enid. You don't need to make a check because there's technically nothing on the ground that you could step on or do that would give away your presence as an invisible entity right now. But you'll need to make checks later.
Okay.
But Enid, as you walk through this crack, you see your two friends. You go to the other side. You see the giant at the end. And you meet up with your friends. And who has Yursa and Gak?
I have Gak.
Rian has Yursa.
Yeah, I have Yursa.
Now, Basil, I'd like to ask you this question. Because you're
Yeah.
invisible, do you just go to where your friends are, or do you kind of scope out the area a little bit more because you can't be seen?
Vibe check, y'all.
I mean, if Basil can find the entrance, that'd be cool. And then we can stealth over to it.
Isn't it? Maybe I'm just getting confused because the image has it, but isn't it just the door that's by the cloud giant?
Yeah, so you assume that where the cloud giant is, there's a door, and
Ugh.
that's probably where it leads to the descending staircase.
That's not great.
I mean, because Basil is invisible, I can cause a distraction after we get the guy. Because I also have thaumaturgy, so I can go a bit farther away while invisible, do something to get his attention. and
Well, if
then-
you cast thaumaturgy or invisibility.
Oh,
drop.
that's right. That's right. Never mind. So I
I
can still
mean-
be invisible and go cause a distraction or something.
Well, if we know where to go, we can just go. I thought we just didn't know where we were going. Because, like, it kind of seems like high risk for you to go cause a distraction. Because, like, this is a pretty high security place. And it's a basic invisibility spell. So, like, if they wanted to, they could probably cast
Yeah.
something to see invisibility. Or have a item to do that. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I just thought we didn't know where to go. So if we know where to go, we can just go.
I mean,
If
yeah, I
that's
can
cool
stay with you
that.
guys.
Yeah, I think that's best. But then we have to get the door open somehow. Because I'm assuming it's closed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Enid has. I don't know if it's locked, but Enid has her ability to walk through walls and stuff. So if it's like I can get to the other side and unlock it, we can do that, but it might creak open and the guy's like right there. So the door itself might not be the problem, just like maybe him noticing.
I mean, looking at this door, is it a big stone door that's clearly going to go like as it opens, or?
And it is storm giant sized.
Cool. Yeah, he's gonna notice unless we find, I don't know, a crack under the door or something.
We could find another wall crack.
Are there any other wall cracks in the...
From where you guys are, you can't see.
No. Okay, well, could we creep closer and then see if we notice anything? Or could Basil, since she's invisible, go scope out the area and see what we're working with?
Yeah. If you start to creep closer, you're going to have to make another stealth check because you're now getting into visual range of the giant. Basil, you can walk around. You will have to make a stealth check as you get closer to the giant.
Still advantage?
Still advantage.
Okay.
Do we want all of us to creep closer or just let Basil survey then?
I think let Basil survey and we'll go from there.
Queen.
Yes!
Okay. All right. So as you start to walk closer, Basil, very much aware of your surroundings, the stone beneath your feet, making sure not to step on any of the individual pieces of stone that are slightly sticking out that you might make noise on or move, staying away from the arcane symbol in the center that seems just a little bit too volatile just to even get close to. You start walking around and you look down some of these corridors, and these corridors, some of them lead to other rooms that there are cells, but not like this one. They're smaller, and they're about a cell and then a cell on top of each other around a whole room. A couple of these rooms have these large braziers in the middle that seem to be sucking the moisture out of the air. You can feel it as you kind of just walk past, that there's no moisture past like this archway at all. You start looking and walking around, and there is a crack in the wall. It is barely big enough for you guys to fit in, but it is above the door.
Oh, nice.
It looks like a strike of lightning came into this room, and you can see that there are small holes throughout this section. That this is where a bolt of lightning struck the stone and took out a piece of it. But above the 30-foot door, there is a crack that you guys could slip through.
I think we should all have a way to get up there rather inconspicuously, because Enid can teleport with the daggers. Rian can either Misty Step or just fly with the boots, and then Gideon can Vortex Warp. But I don't know how loud Vortex Warp is.
What?
You would need to...
I have a dumb question. So, I mean, when we were out, and sorry, I'm really tired, so you might have said it and I just missed it. But, I mean, outside, we could just, like, think and kind of fly around. Can we not do that in here?
You can.
Oh, so we can just fly?
Yeah.
Then I'm opting for that, because I was going to say, oh, well, you'll need to pick up Basil because she can't fly. But if we can all fly, thank you for the reminder, Ryan, because I totally forgot. I was like, well, we could all teleport. Cool, I think we should do that then.
Yeah, my
really
only
just have to
concern
sneak
with
behind
the
him then.
flying is just then, because then everybody is exposed the entire way, and at least with teleporting, it's more instantaneous. But I mean,
Yeah, but look at that door. There's like nooks and crannies. Like it's like a. I assumed it's like an engraved door.
Yeah,
and
we
we
could
are
like
still small.
float
Mhm.
up on the wall, like hugging the lip there, like a snake.
Like in
I guess we
like
are
in Willy
in a
Wonka's Chocolate
groove.
Factory.
We are
I
in a
was thinking
groove
more
right
like
now, so
Emperor's New Groove.
we could fly all the way up the groove, and then fly across to the crack. So we're like
Wait,
above his
yeah, we
vision.
can ride that groove the whole way
Yeah,
because we're so small.
yeah.
Do we want to go as a group or go one at a time? Because if we go one at a time, it might be a smaller target for him to notice versus if we're all going at the same time.
I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a flock of birds.
I mean,
Yeah,
Basil
exactly.
can go whenever she wants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first off, Rian,
Please.
your feet leave the ground and you float up.
27. That's more like it.
Okay. You do notice that the giant kind of stretches a little bit and does get up from the chair. Kind of looks around, puts his leg up on the chair and starts to stretch.
That's fair.
You see this and you take your opportunity, Rian, and you fly across. You go all the way to the top of the ceiling.
Hmm.
However, I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw as
Oh,
a
no.
bolt of lightning
The white
strikes
ring.
through.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
I catch it with the sword.
that's not, you know.
Lightning reversal.
Rian, as you get to the
ridiculous
top,
one.
as the bolt of lightning strikes the wall beside you, and Enid and Gideon and Basil, you look up and you see Rian push off just slightly as you see the bolt. It's like almost in slow motion as you see this. With a natural 20, like dodging lightning is kind of crazy. As you push off slightly, the bolt strikes right next to your head. And you do notice that the giant looks up at the bolt. However, you get to the other side of one of these columns and kind of put your back up against it, waiting for a signal from those below you. As the two of you kind of look at the giant, and the giant looks away, both of you signal to Rian, and Rian, you push off, start to float across, staring at the giant, and you get towards the crack, the hole in the wall.
As I look
It takes a
through the-
little bit.
As I look
you
through
looked
it,
through
do
it,
I
sorry.
see anything on the other side? Like, is there like 50 guards in this room?
There's 100 storm giants on the other side.
Guys, I've got bad
It is-
news.
It's a narrow corridor of winding stairs downward.
Oh,
Nice.
guys, I've got good news. All right, he'll.
Do you head through?
I think he'll head. So, is the roof enclosed, or does it have an opening like this ceiling?
It's enclosed.
Okay, so Rian will head through and just float to the top of the ceiling, just back up against the ceiling.
So, Rian, as you go through the hole, you do feel gravity
Mm.
start to take effect on the other side.
I will use the boots of flying to to
Okay.
keep myself steady. But then he will gesture to everybody else. We do not have telepathic bond right now, though.
No. I mean,
He'll wait by the ledge, and whoever's next, he'll just let them know that gravity is stronger here.
Okay. So, next up, who is it? Gideon or Enid?
Go ahead, Felicity.
all right. Yeah. Enid will go. She'll follow Rian's steps.
Are you going all the way to the top like Rian did?
I wasn't gonna go all the way to the top. I was gonna go on the lip, like the first level lip.
Like hip?
No, like like this. So like hugging the wall
okay.
there, and then end up right, because this is the door, right? Entrance, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So if the crack's right, yeah, that's what I was gonna. Unless you were saying the crack was somewhere else and I misunderstood.
No, the crack is above it.
Perfect. Yeah, I was just gonna ride that level, so
Okay.
keeping like low and in the shadows, riding that ledge.
Make a stealth check.
Okay. Stealthy, stealthy, stealthy. See what I got. I'm gonna just it should be good, but I'm gonna be extra safe and add my. No, I trust it. I trust a 22.
Okay. You float up and start to float across as you notice the giant is preoccupied with what looks to be he's kind of sharpening his blade. As you get across, Rian, you see Enid kind of peer through the crack and let her know. Good. I thought we were going to talk. Sorry.
Gravity is a thing in here, so careful.
Oh, okay. Sure. And she'll like make room so that when people start to come through. Yeah.
Are you going through?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She's going through the whole. She just, when she goes through, I mean, I guess I could just hop down with the little bit of anti-gravity that I have. Yeah. Or is there like no...
I'd maybe stay up for now.
Okay.
Like
then
until
we'll
you
stay
need
up.
to. Just because I don't want the giant to walk through the door and then you're on the other side of the door.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, so just for clarity, once you go through the crack, you cannot fly anymore.
Okay. That's fine.
With the plane of air flying.
Right. Okay. So yeah, she'll just like make room sliding to the side once she's passed through the crack and everything.
Okay. Gideon.
All right. Let's see how well this goes. Gonna follow Enid's path since it seems like the less lightning-filled one. Gonna throw that guidance on too. Saying I'm gonna roll guidance and then before you say anything.
Okay.
Pretty good.
17.
We're gonna use a luck point just to try and get one roll here.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Lucky.
It's better. So yeah, 19.
Okay. Gideon, you float up. You float on. Okay. And you go past the giant. Get to the crack in the wall. Now, Enid, there's not enough room for two people up there.
All right. Well, she'll make room for him, and she'll Is there like divots that she can like wall climb down a little bit, or am I gonna have to like jump? And like...
I think because you are Enid, you're near. It's a hallway that kind of goes down, right? So there are edges, corners, right? So as you see Gideon come through, you kind of just go over and place your hands and legs in the corner and just hold yourself in the corner at the top.
That works.
And you can do that for as long as you want because you're Enid and you're a rogue. So you're just kind of Spider-Man holding yourself in a corner while Gideon, you stay right on the edge on the other side where the crack is. Basil, you see all of your friends go up there. And you do notice that the cloud giant finishes sharpening his blade and just... and he starts walking around looking, and Basil, you see him kind of walk right past you, and you just stand there and let him walk past about 5 feet from you. And as he walks past you, you have your opening to fly up.
Okay, yeah. Where's their space now? Or wherever I guess she sees enough space for her, she'll go there.
Yeah. So Gideon, what are you doing to stay up top while Basil comes through? You feel a nudge
Well,
behind you as there's an
do I-
invisible person.
Ow. Do I have to stay up top? There's not enough room for me to stay up top, correct?
You don't have to. You can go to the bottom where the stairs are.
Yeah, Gideon's just gonna use his starlight step and just teleport to the floor, but he'll be in like the far corner just in case.
Okay. All of you watch Gideon go to the bottom, and the only thing really you can see from Gideon is the slight light kind of bouncing off his eyes. So you can see nothing of him other than his eyes because of his dark outfit in the shadows. It's weird, but cool.
Is cool.
So
We did it, guys. At least this
We
part.
scaled a door.
Yeah, part 1 of 17
Part
of
one
the...
We did it. Oh, sparkly eyes.
Aw.
Oh, blow babies.
are all of you dropping down?
Yeah.
Slowly, gently.
Enid, well, I guess Rian can
Oh,
probably help.
I'm a rat. What the fuck am I saying? Sorry.
Rian can probably help Basil down. Enid, roll down.
Yep.
Okay. For the 4 of you, I'd like you to make one final stealth check as you start to make your way down this hallway.
Oh man, I'm gonna add my thing that I was talking about, my
Oh my god.
psionic knack.
Dude, that invisibility is really working.
So
Motherfucker.
She's like, I can't do much right now. The best I can do is shut the fuck up.
I got a 19
Got
with my psionic ability.
Absolutely just disgusting, filthy 20.
Okay. As you
Damn,
walk down,
Basil.
yeah. As you walk down, you see light start to peer out from an archway. Another 30-foot doorway. There is no door, it's just arch. And what you can hear is the slight groans of individuals inside this cell, this prison. But louder than that, you can hear this electricity. And you see this blue light emanating from the archway, this pulsating light. The entity down here does not see all of you. That is impressive.
Nice.
As all of you kind of look and you see this tornado in the center that rises up to a blue-skinned body and a face with glowing bright blue eyes. The body seems to be smoke and cloud itself, lightning streaming through their veins. You see the genie that guards this section of the prison, Raijin, the scourge of the storm.
I mean, so he's like in front of the big cell door?
That is what you see.
Okay. Okay.
And so where are we? And where is the king?
You guys are on the other side of this wall.
Okay.
You don't know where the king is. It's not just the king who is down here. But as all of you look to each other, seeing this entity that is siphoning the energy out of these giants in this cell room, you see the obstacle before you. Whether or not you try to parlay or make a deal with this genie or fight it to save Agnar, you will have to find out next week. 'cause that will be the end of the session.
It's 11:11. Make a wish. Thank you so much. Woo, if you're Central Standard Time. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. It was a wonderful session of the Tales of Evrand. Very fun, very fun. Be sure to tune in next week for the Tales of Evrand, this Saturday for the Isles of Iverion, next Tuesday for the Salamander Coast, and of course, like I said, next Wednesday for the Tales of Evrand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.